Hello everyone and welcome to a tutorial about how to connect Mallabe with Airtable. So let's begin. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to create a scenario. And in the scenario, we'll need to connect Airtable. Let's connect Airtable. There are different ways to connect Airtable. There are different actions / watching records. So let's begin by watching records. Let's create the connection for Airtable. And let's allow it to use a base that we already pre-created. So now we are connected to Airtable. I've already created an integration test table. You can see that different Mallabe integrations are already here. And this is a table called images compress. So today we'll just compress an image. You can see that there are two different records already, but what we want to do is we want to watch new records that are added in this column, image URL, and we want to have the compressed image URL once it's done, once Mallabe is done compressing, we want it to change this column. So let's begin. So we already added the watch records. Now let's state which base and table we want to watch. So image compress. And you can see that there are different trigger fields. Let's just say that every time a new image is created, so it will compress the new image. Let's click on label field, let's put it image URL, and let's click on OK. Once we do that, we can decide from when exactly do we want to start. Do we want to start from now on, from since specific date? Do we want to apply this to all records, or choose manually? Let's begin by from now on and click on OK. Now let's add Mallabe. We have already previously connected Mallabe, so we won't go over this one. And let's click on compress an image. And let's select the image type. Mallabe has different image type that it supports. The most important is to try to use image URL, because any other types are has different types of limitations. You can also use image in base64 format, but again it has some limitations, such as allowing you to upload only up until 5 megabyte image. So let's use image URL, and let's click on image URL in here. So let's select image URL from Airtable, select the quality that you want. 80% is the default in Mallabe. You have other specifications that you can add, specify file name, specify file extension. There are advanced options as well, but we'll keep everything as default in here. Let's click on OK. And what we want to do now is that we want that once Mallabe finishes compressing an image, we want to return and change the compressed image column in Airtable. So let's click in here, add another Airtable connection to the scenario, and click on update Air record. Now what we want to do, we want to select the previous connection, make requests for more permission from the base. So let's grant it access. And let's select the base again, the table again, image compress. And now what we need to do is we need to define which record do we want to update. Because we want to update the same record that we used, we need to select in here the ID from the first integration of Airtable. Now what we want to do is we want to change only the compressed image URL column. So we'll click on that, and we want to use compressed image URL from Mallabe, which is the second integration. So we'll click on this one and click on OK. Now let's try out this new integration. If we'll click on run once, it will find no new records. Okay, you can see that this one has no operations, and it won't compress any image because there aren't new images at all. So what we'll do is we'll add a new image to the image URL in here, and then we'll run it again. To do that, I've already opened Unsplash, which is a useful website for finding images, and we'll use this image, for example. So we'll click on this image and click on copy image address. Okay, so now let's use this image and add it to the image URL in here. So we've added this image, and let's begin by running our scenario again. So let's click run once again, and you can see that there was an operation found and Mallabe images started working, and then it goes back to Airtable. So let's go and see what we have as a result in Airtable. Cool, now what we can see is that the image URL we add is now, the record now has a compressed image URL in here, and if we'll click on this, we'll be able to see the image. You can do different things with Mallabe. You can do iteration over a lot of images, but this is the basics. It's important that the image that you give to Mallabe would be public. If the image wouldn't be public, then you would have problems because Mallabe will state that it's unable to reach the servers to download the images. There is an article written about it that I'll attach in the video, so you can see and understand why different images are unable to download by Mallabe. Enjoy Mallabe.